Hi folks, Brian Loma here. We're hanging outside the McDonald's on Colfax and Pearl right now. I'm going to do a little bit of a walk down Colorado here, but I wanted to start with a little bit of an update and a conversation of what's going on. For those of you who know the Eric Brandt story, some of you may have watched yesterday. Eric is in the Adams County Jail. Hello, Jamie, Pikes Peak. Guys, appreciate you being out here. So I'm going to talk about Eric in a couple minutes, but I'm going to let people come up here. San Joaquin Valley Transparency. No flipping way. Fantastic. Thank you and hello. I watch your stuff with Janet Madsen at Janet's Kitchen. Here's the deal. I'm outside this McDonald's. This McDonald's just a few months ago was being shut down permanently from the issues of homeless people congregating around it. Now, it used to be a real hangout. Now, they've changed some policies. They've done some... There's still some people around here that are hanging out, unhoused, asking to buy alcohol, money for shots, things like that. But Denver was trying to shut... The city police were trying to shut this business, which has now got a long line of drive-through traffic in it. I don't eat here anyway, because it's unhealthy, genetically modified, poisons, all that jazz. But it's the thing that is here is the McDonald's, the capital. We're in downtown Denver, and this area, by the way, folks of Denver, smells like piss. About a block away, there's a trailer for people to pee in, a public restroom. But other than that, it's nasty out here. And this is Renaissance Vocational Services, a location just off of, again, Pearl and Colfax. People can get job interviews a couple of times a week for the unhoused. But the reason that I came out here online, I want to give an update. Yesterday, Regan and I did not get in to see Eric Brandt. We did, however, get a phone call from him that I don't know how to publish. I have a audio recording on my data files that is Eric and my conversation with Regan, and we would love to publish that. But I'm looking for some advice, and you can email me or tweet me or message me. Cut the Plastic, Instagram, Twitter, this YouTube. I'll go back and watch a video later if I need to. But I gotta get this audio recording into a video, and I only currently have a laptop computer, like a Chromebook. So I don't have internet on that. And Eric called, and he called me because the sergeant Goodsman of the Adams County Sheriff's Department, he was the watch commander yesterday, and him and I had spoke earlier when Eric was first admitted and wasn't getting kiosk service. So he was reached out directly by the Sergeant Goodsman yesterday when we went for our video visitation. The video visitation was shut down. It was not available for anybody coming there to the jail. And while there was no video visitation available, there was no plan B. So the computer screens didn't work, but there was no other option to have face-to-face. And this is the thing. Face-to-face video screens are designed to help calm the spiritual aspects, the peace of the jail, by allowing people to talk to their families, to see their children, to have yes, his hearing is bad face-to-face. So the reality is here, and this is what I'm trying to focus on. We went back and asked for that face-to-face, right? Regan was on the stream. People said, go back in. So we went back in. And they don't have that option. What I was able to learn, and another reason I'm starting to engage in some of this stuff is video editing, moderators. I've got audio files, and I got a life on top of these things. So here's the point. We did not get to see Eric face to face, but I had a really honest conversation about why face-to-face visits are important. The Denver Sheriff's Department, with work through the Independent Monitor, activists like those with D-Hole, the Denver Homeless Out Loud, the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless, the Injustice coalitions, organizations that monitor the police departments and their behaviors, they all recognize that human interaction with inmates helps the city achieve their goals of rehabilitation. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this beautiful mural behind me. So if we're going to apply the goals of rehabilitation to detainees, then the methods that are proven effective, face-to-face conversations, must be enforced as not a privilege, but a process. And in that process, Eric Brandt did not get to have face-to-face conversations with his people in a physical sense. And we talked to a woman she talked to her husband, right? So she talked to her husband on Sunday morning, and she was at the jail to visit him, and the system was down, and the sticker, the big sign said Saturday and Sunday, the system's down. Sorry for any inconvenience. But the inmates were not told that there was no face-to-face visits, so that when they had phone calls with their family, friends, communicators, the messages could be relayed. Now, Regan and I had to go there anyway because beat the button. Not sure what's going on there. So the point being that Regan and I, we had to drop, there was legal paperwork that Eric needed to get, and we had the arrangements to make that. So we did that. The paperwork that we had to drop off could have been dropped off anytime yesterday. We didn't have to wait till the middle of the night to do that. And if the inmates had been informed of these things, then they would, I gotta show this is beautiful. I'm walking around Denver a little bit, by the way, guys. This beautiful artwork. If the inmates had been told, then they would have called people, and they would have sent their family members to show up to a jail where inmates' family couldn't see. There's burdens of financial costs. There is the time and energy that each person, Regan Benson has been to that jail 3 or 4 times, where the results she got were 0. Where they turned her away without effectively picking up the property that she was there for, without effectively allowing her to have visitations or the proper communication systems. And so I went round and round with the word battle with the Sergeant Goodsman yesterday, and he made comments in the phone call that I want to have updated, uploaded, and put on a video, because Eric said that he wants that. He said in that conversation to Eric, that Eric said on the phone, I better just have you call these people for free, because there's just enough of a hassle going on here, right? Eric also indicated in that phone call yesterday that sheriffs have been being fired. A lot of people have been fired for bad incidences that have happened previous. Oh, by the way, while we're on our First Amendment walk, folks, this is District 6 headquarters, if I remember correctly. I'm on the sidewalk, not inside the fence. You can talk. So let's go over the fence and look at the cars. And let's just keep talking about Eric Brandt. So Eric Brandt has indicated that yesterday his pod captain was behaving badly, and that person was not giving people access to the things that they used to have access to. So instead of our trip being useless, it was timed right, because we dropped off the paperwork that Sergeant Goodsman had to give to Eric Brandt. Eric Brandt was able to communicate that there was a problem of the behavior of the officer on duty managing and maintaining the pod for the safety, health, and welfare of the detainees. And remember that the safety of the health and welfare of the detainees is a responsibility of the sheriff's department who hold those inmates. Eric was not, the problem was so severe, and guys, this is how they can catch or make things happen. Eric shaved. He had a razor. Now, if you're in a jail and you have a razor, you should always return that razor to the jailer so that nobody attempts to commit suicide or kill another person. When razors are dispensed, they are dispensed in a record-keeping process so that the person who didn't return their razor should be known and managed by the sheriff or the officers in the pod, and that information is recorded for the benefit of all shifts, right? Well, Eric was carrying around his razor yesterday. He wasn't allowed to return it. So it wasn't until Sergeant Goodsman showed up in his pod with the legal documents that Eric was actually able to give his razor blade to a human being. And that's an issue, because if your pod commander isn't taking your razor blade, you're walking around with contraband, and you could be in violation of the rules, and you could have your good time or good behavior removed. Also, if you're the one whose razor blade is recorded as being out, and somebody dies or somebody gets assaulted, you're a participant in that, and you're already in custody. So guess what? You're now in fixed custody. You're not getting out. This is why Eric is so reliant on regular and consistent conversations. This is why Regan Benson was flipping her shit lid yesterday, justifiably so, for coming all the way out there without having a conversation. If the video system was down on Sunday, on site, people, then we could have made arrangements to do a video visit from Janet's house. And then Janet Madsen could have had a conversation with Eric Brandt too. So this is the kind of thing that we have to be focused on with what's going on in Adams County and the issues and the concerns that are there for all the people. So in addition to remembering that when you live stream, you got to obey all laws if you don't want them watching your videos and coming back against you. So you wait for the green light. Yes, no jaywalking. So, guys, again, just to reiterate the update here, Eric did make that phone call yesterday when we left the jail. We had actually not gone very far out of town or down the road, Regan and I. And so he called us and told us what was going on with his pod that night, the threats of lockdown and other issues. He talked about getting his legal documentation and paperwork that we delivered and that how timely it was. And then he said that he was going to call James Freeman. Now, I don't know, because I try to keep things with what's going on, but I did not see a James Freeman live stream regarding Eric Brandt yesterday. So I don't know if anybody here has heard from Eric today. I do know, actually. Let me reiterate that. Abity. No, that's not Abity. It was Liberty Freak TV who talked to who talked with him this morning over the phone and reached out to me. And Liberty Freak TV is going to Westminster City Council tonight. So any of you folks and human beings who are in the Denver metro area who can come, please come to Westminster. If not, Liberty Freak TV is the live stream feed that you're going to want to watch tonight and share around to everybody. He is going to chalk. He's going to go file some complaints at Westminster City Council. That we know is true. Now, the other thing, and this is another reason, thank you guys. I see Boomer that you're saying, James Otto, that he was live last night. So I missed that. I just was worn out. But this draws to the example. So I have Eric's cell phone, and I went through a process today. I guess 2 or 3 weeks ago, Eric was asking for legal documents. And as we form these community responsibilities, we've got to know about court support. We've got to know how to go file paperwork. And so Regan and I, it might have been on some of her feed after last night, she's telling me about how to go get some of these papers, having to go all the way to the Commerce City Sheriff's substation and then paying for papers in person. Now, those of you who don't know me yet, cut the plastic is a lifestyle kind of concept. That's why it's my handle, right? Cutting the plastic out of our lives, being better stewards of the earth as we live around it. And so I don't own a car. I have a scooter. But I choose not to own a car, and there's some other financial benefits to it as well. But the point here is that I got the papers for Eric, or we got the process established, right? So I was able to make a phone call to the substation. The substation was able to look up my stuff, and then we got directions. It's going to be printed at the jail and given to Eric, but he has to go through a step internally inside the jail. By the way, folks, we are on 17th Street here in Denver. This is an area that has some really nice shopping, some recent updates in the apartment settings where it's been a little bit more gentrified. Bus stops have been reduced on this road as well as in other places. Hey, AK. So I was just actually explaining how I had called somebody and said that here's what Eric needs to do. Here's the case number he's calling about. And here is the here's the steps it has to do an internal kite to print that paperwork out. All in all, it took me about half an hour. Yeah, 17th Avenue. It's beautiful. This is Tony P's Lounge. So we were able to, without traveling anywhere, print or get the instructions on how to get Eric the legal documents that he's asking to have printed out made available to him. And he's going to be in Denver next week, this week, Wednesday and Thursday, for a trial. So we did get him over 120 pages that were dropped off to him yesterday. And in dropping off documents, here's an interesting thing that we had to do, and I probably could have done a little bit better. But I had to color code with a little marker dot on every piece of paper so that the cases were color coded together. Hopefully he was able to figure that out by the way I did it. I should have done a better job of labeling. But we're learning this thing. No, it's not the barefoot trial. I'm pretty sure it's a disturbing the peace incident. And so it might be disturbing the peace or it might be trespassing. As those of you who know Eric Brandt know that he is a prolific barefooter because RTD made administrative rules saying that it was improper to be on a bus without shoes. Then he learned about somebody who had to walk home because the bus driver wouldn't let them on without shoes, and he promptly went on a shuttle, took off his shoes, and was arrested for this. No, this is the gonad case. might be the one of them that's coming up is the gonad case, but it might also be a trespassing on a bus or something. There's just so much going on, it's hard to keep up with it. And so, oh good Lord, because to call a case the gonad case, that by itself is just a whole nother tomfoolery of things. But it was another passenger on the bus who used the word gonad. And one of the things that I've come to learn and appreciate about Eric is that he's witty and he's quick with his feet, with his words, like Liberty Freak TV. He's also one of those guys. They're real good shotgunners, and I've been watching some of these First Amendment guys, come up, and it's practice. It's time. So I'm not practicing as much time of this stuff as these guys are. So my practice and skill set is a smooth talker. I'm a salesman. I've been raised to sell since I was like 4 or 5 years old, talking with people about just talking them, breaking them down with words into complying in the way that I'm trying to get it. Make this purchase, agree with me on this issue, sign my ballot initiative, whatever it is, I'll talk you into it. Selling ice water to an Eskimo, right? So Eric and I and Regan and us, we all have different methods, but I was able to talk my way into getting a phone call with Eric yesterday, and he relayed some of this information according to casework. Man, I'm taking a long time to get to this point. If any of you guys are on a phone call with Eric and he asks for casework, please, somebody call me directly, right? It doesn't do good for him to ask for something and then 3 weeks go by that he doesn't get it, because we have different skill sets. One of my skill sets is working through the administrative system. And so a peaceful patriot, that's a good point. I have been doing my best. In that, I mean that I have his phone and I spend 1 to 2 hours a day cleaning his email box, posting. At first I didn't realize I could just post everybody's videos, so now I'm starting to do that more consistently, but I also generally don't travel with his phone, so that I don't lose or destroy his property. I get home at night and I go through it. I get up in the morning and I go through it, and we're trying to keep up with it. But there's just so much to do, and that's one of the things that I was talking about, is this editing stuff. I had this phone call from Eric last night. Regan, me, Eric on the phone. Eric's telling us about all this stuff that I've just kind of reiterated over this chat. And he wants it uploaded. I want to upload it to his channel because it's his conversation, right? It's nice. I get a little traffic or whatever. Cool. But really, it's Eric. And I need to promote his page and his situation. So if any of y'all got knowledge or experience on how to do that, hit me up, huh? Because that's where I don't have that strength, that strength and skill set, huh? That's what I've got to say about that. Now, I have no idea where I'm going, folks. So maybe I'll go over to Metro Caring, look at some of the homeless needs and issues there. I don't have internet, so I can't do much without his YouTube. Audio on the phone, record the video on another. Yeah, okay, thank you guys. I see that there's some chat and I'll come back to it. But what I'm really concerned about and expressing clearly to everybody is that I want to make sure that we're trying, and it takes a village, and Eric's doing well, and I think this is my part. I think that there's a lot of things that are concerning about some of this. That guy's still in jail, and I have yet to see the guy who talked the blue line. I've yet to see his support information, blowing up the phone calls, update from the public defender's office, because you shouldn't be in jail on a talking hold where you're going to lose your job. or where you're gonna, lose your rent or your disability housing or whatever his situation is, because he went out to chalk and he did it by himself and motivation about what Eric did, and then we're not staying on top of his situation to benefit him as part of our community. And it's hard, folks. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it rocking. It is an easy way to go to jail. Look, that's why I chose not to do any fighting about my First Amendment rights to videotape in that jail the other day when those lady cops just like popped up on me, because I wasn't expecting a lady cop. But no, I wasn't expecting that. I was there to go observe a trial which I was supposed to go to today, and I don't have the heart to go to. It's killing me. So, public intoxication needs $1,000 for blowing under the illegal limit. See, now there's got to be some more to that story, and I hate to say it, and it pains me. I'm a recovered crack cocaine addict, and I'm going to put that as a thing that's out there. I got divorced, married and divorced at an early age. I became a drinker immediately afterwards. I was a drinker beforehand, but the marriage didn't go. I became a drug addict, and now I work with people who are struggling with life struggles, and I'm clean and sober from that shit. The point being that if you have a $11,000 bonds for going to drink or being drunk or having any alcohol in your system in public, that doesn't sound like a first offense, okay? And that's what I'm thinking about in the back of my head, is that doesn't sound like a first offense thing. It sounds like somebody who's gone through the $50 bond and the PR, and they've gotten escalated up. And so I don't generally drink. I'm often known for consuming medicine in public, but I don't generally drink alcohol from a brown bag in the street or whatever. And I haven't been stumbling irresponsibly drunk often. I think in 2018, maybe I had like 3 of those incidences that I got a little stumbly, but never irresponsibly drunk. So that's one of the things that I don't know about this guy, and I want to express to all of us, is that when we're doing these things, we got to have a buddy system, phone numbers of friends and family. We've got to have somebody who's willing to show up in a courtroom and speak on our behalf the first day that we're in the courtroom, right? That is an important thing. And I don't know if you guys heard about the, I think his name was Mike Johnson. No, God, what was it? It was Eric Johnson. I saw him handcuffed at the Union Station, and I went and followed him. And uploading something for Eric. Monkey. Yeah, Monkey I do, but let me stay on this thought process real quick. So I was at the Union Station bus terminal. You can watch this guy. We just walked up on him. They couldn't get his cuffs off his hands because they were having some scanning issues with the handcuffs. They put him in the back of a car, and he never went to jail. He disappeared, essentially, and his trespassing from Union Station never was in the court system. It was no tickets or anything. And so I did my part, and I followed up. I went to 2 or 3 different offices, and I went to the court the next day to see if he was going to get a bail notice. And we're experienced in Denver with doing these things because we have a community, and it's part of what we do as a support system, right? We have each other's phone numbers. If we're gonna do a direct action in a protest setting, the jail support phone number is passed around beforehand so that people know who to call to say that I'm in jail and I need bail, or I have my bail, or here's my charges. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Yeah, nice job. The fuck are you doing? 466QZD. It's trying to pull into the street and turn double lanes. So that was, I guess that's the 2 turning lanes, but he came into the 3rd lane at me, folks. So that was nice. Always enjoy good, healthy drivers. Where were we? Courtroom, court support, showing up and following up, right? Not everybody should go out and chalk the sidewalks without assistance, without friends. And that's kind of what I was thinking about. Is that the whole process, if any of you guys who are following this, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the free speechers, whether it's homeless activism, whether it's plastic pollution, oil and gas extraction, whether you want to shut down a site, which is something that I may have experience in, whether it's running a street protest and having marshals, at the end of the day, there are consequences to our actions that often take years to prove when we're right. Years. So if we're gonna spend years defending ourselves through that system, then we have to make sure that we know what the laws and regulations are, that we, step and walk on that line. I said that I didn't have a heart to go to this trial that's going on, and it's the Larry Goodman paper terrorist trial. And there's been a lot of sovereign citizen paper terrorist trials in Denver lately, and this guy he's pro se, and he's not saying much in his trial. It's really sad, and it's killing me, because I'm not a legal advisor, I'm not a lawyer, I haven't passed the bar, and I think that I could be doing a little bit more in defense than this guy's doing. But when you're doing things on your own, generally you're going to lose, or you're going to end up with a big financial struggle. So that's why, we've got to know that we've got people with us. That, hey, if I'm going to go do this, we're seeing these strike teams together, right? Where they're going 2, 3, 4 deep, where you're covering different angles. All of these things are aspects. And folks, I gotta be honest, when we're in the neighborhoods, in our local communities, and we're partnering up with other First Amendment or other activists, you gotta get to know one another, because some people will bolt and run, and some people need to learn how to stand together and function as a unit, as a team, to be mentored and modeled up. And those are all the kind of work that we got to do together. It's why I learned some things from Eric and watching his videos. People are talking about trials and studying him, and why we're gonna try to get trial access this week with video cameras, or things like that. I think those motions have been filed. I better double check on that. I bet you that hasn't, because he's been jailed. Anyway, Chalk America, yes, let's do more of that. Monkey, I think, is this Monkey, or is this somebody else? Because I definitely need help uploading something. It's a ACR audio file to be updated, so that we can tape yesterday's phone call and put it up, because he's got some things to say in that. So Brian Loma is my real name. Hit me on a message on Facebook or on YouTube, and let's start linking up, guys, in that method. Some other things, if you're in the Denver metro area, hold on a second, I got Eric's login info. Somebody sends me the video. Great. Fast. This again is Loma.Brian or Cut the Plastic. Those are Gmail addresses. That is one way. YouTube, Facebook, Brian Loma. Lincoln Ocean Mary Adam, by the way, all ways to directly communicate with me so that I can get those things and passed on back and forth. There is a time frame for supposed release, absolutely. And that's why the incident that needs to be on that audio recording from yesterday is one of the things that needs to go up. He had a razor blade that he was trying to turn back in. And the pod commander or watcher, whatever, right? The watcher wouldn't take the razor blade back. That gives Eric chances to become accused of wrongdoings that would keep him locked up. Okay? We don't want that. And that kind of activity is also intentional, confusing the system so that the 2119, yeah, that's the date we're looking for. 2119 is the expected release date. It was 2/24/19, so that's 23 days less. That's a third almost taken off. So that's a big deal. But if he had a razor and there was a fight and somebody got cut with that razor, he could be in there for months awaiting trial and things like that. So yeah, okay guys. So there's a lot of good thoughts and conversation on that. So hit me directly so that I can stay focused, so that I can get the things done that I need to do. What I'm about to do is I'm about to clock off here, folks. I'm outside the Metro Care Ring. This is a place that is a food bank for the community, bus passes and other things, and they're my friends. So I have some things I want to talk about with them, but I'm not going to do that on a live stream today because they're not used to me doing that with them. So thanks, Fast. I'll look for the email. I'm gonna visit with these guys. Then I'm headed back to the house. I've got a laptop. I'm gonna do some emails and things like that, and get everything done. So by 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, we should have videos and everything sent back and forth, so that the new Eric Brandt video audio is up on Eric Brandt's channel. So and yes, Rebecca, what I did, let's just reiterate that one more time so that everybody is confident in the understandings. You can also go back and watch the video over. But I made the phone calls to determine that the paperwork that Eric Brandt needed, that he told me specifically yesterday, is available for him to print or receive from the jail. All he needed was the case number, and we've gotten the message of the case number out to the right people so that is attended to. So what else? I've got one other thought, guys, and that is that I want you guys to think about sustainable practices. Otto, San Joaquin, Fast, whatever it is. I want you to see something real quick. I'm gonna do this as my last plug. Oh crap, here goes the plastic stuff. There's my glass water bottle. There's my sustainable silverware. Okay. I have probably a plastic food container on me today. Yes. There's lunch. Okay. The point of this is you guys are carrying around single-use plastic water bottles. They're poisonous to your body. They cause men to get breast cancer. They cause children to have puberty at an earlier age. They're poisons onto our body created by the corporate systems to switch the modes of profit and monies to keep us tied down into this form of bondage and slavery. Your water is clean. Your, Amanda Chilton, Joseph, good call. There's less. My silverware, my food container, my water was not on the side. It was all in sustainable containers. and it snowed. The sidewalk's pretty clean. Here's the point, guys. Stop carrying trash with you when you're out doing your first strikes and your first amendments. It's one of the messages I want to get out. I want to get out that we need to be sustainable in our practices, so that that plastic bottle of water that you buy from Walmart, I don't shop at Walmart. I'm not doing the Walmart challenges because I, in 7 years, have stepped inside of a Walmart twice. Miss Chilton, yes, Chilton is an issue. I don't have an update on Chilton, and it's a problem because I've been putting too much energy and effort on Eric Brandt. And that's why we have to have a community of support. So my video is at 40 minutes long. I appreciate you watching. It's not going to get me monetized anytime soon, but I'm going to do some other things hopefully in the near future that will. Rebecca, Joseph, Caroline, Boomer, everybody who's out there, we really appreciate you all. I thank you for keeping up the good work and helping us form this community and just keep expanding it. Thank you. Bye.